Here is the session to handle the stress management in our day-to-day life. And on behalf of our E&I department and my own behalf, I sincerely welcome our today's chief guest of the session, Mr. Chandrakant Gyoda, working as a senior technical delivery manager with the Wistron Corporation Private Limited based out of Pune. He completed electronic and instrumentation science postgraduate from University of Pune in the year 2004 with a brief stint in technical sales market. Chandrakant sir has been largely associated with the software and IT industry in India, USA and Japan for the last 15 years and has worked with various Indian and foreign companies including Wipro Technology, Johnson Control, Toshiba. Chandrakant sir has been associated with and voluntarily conducting the Sahaja Yoga meditation programs and classes free of cost with various government organizations, colleges, schools, and private sector companies. I welcome you for this session, sir. Welcome, sir.
So thank you very much, ma'am. So let me know if we can start the session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So good morning, all respected participants, staff, faculty, student. We welcome you on behalf of Sahaj Yoga Meditation family. Today we are going to learn very interesting topic which we call as a Sahaj Yoga meditation, which will going to help you to improve your stress level, your mental health, your physical health, and it will resolve all your problem. So the session will be very interesting. First 10 to 15 minutes, we will going to learn about the theory part. What is mean by yoga? What is mean by meditation? And how it will be going to help us. Next 15 to 20 minutes, we are going to do a practical part, practical session on how to awaken our Kundalini. And then we can have the question answer session and how to meditate. So these are how to meditate at home. So these are the four part or four section, and each section will be around first two section will be around 10 to 15 minutes, and then depending on a question answer and how to meditate at home, it will take around 20-25 minutes. So let's start this journey. First, I want this session should be little interactive rather than one person speaking and you all are just listening. So we all know that today the biggest issue in our life is the stress. And stress is nothing but the entry point to all kind of problem. If you didn't manage stress properly, the stress will manage you. It is a silent killer. It's entry gate for blood pressure, diabetes, sugar, all kind of physical problem. So how to manage? So this is the important topic which we are going to learn today. So let me explain you first what is the stress. So before that, can you please tell me what are the biggest reason in our life which generate the stress, or what do you think, what is the stress point in your life? Can someone please tell me? What do you think? What is the stress? What is the main reason behind the stress? So I see 94 participants. So with me in this today's journey, there are a lot of experts from the Sahaj Yoga has joined, like Advocate Atiti, Athena from Ahmedabad, Varsha, Nishan Pandey, and many more. So they are all expert of Sahaj Yoga. So they will be going to help you in question answer and other step. So let me, can someone explain me what is the main reason? Okay, so already Dilraj sir says workload, sir. Yeah, workload is one of the reason, right? You are absolutely right. What else? What do you think? What will be the topmost three reason for stress? Anyone want to share your thoughts? You can unmute your mic if you want. What are the main reason for stress?
Targets also, sir. Targets.
Sorry, can you please repeat once again, Dr. Murli, sir?
Yeah, if more targets are there.
Yeah, okay. yeah, if we have a more target to achieve, yes, the stress level will definitely increase. Yes. So what else? What is the topmost 3 reason? Okay, let's go with what is the first topmost reason for stress. The first one. Anyone want to share his or her thoughts on stress? So I see around 95 participants. Hope everyone has took their tea, breakfast is over, everyone is now in the meeting. Okay, let me tell you, the biggest reason for stress is, first biggest reason is a thought. Second biggest reason is again thought. And if you ask me the third, again thought. Because there are a lot of thoughts, and this thought will generate the stress. So how to handle this thought? Because 90% of thoughts are unnecessary. Only 1 or 2% thought which is really useful for us in every day. The rest of all thought are just like thoughts are coming and going, coming and going. Always we are thinking on a past, always we are thinking on a future. So how we can handle this situation? So let's understand how meditation will going to help you. So what is the meditation? Then first question we have is, what is the meditation? So meditation is nothing but the state of thoughtless awareness. And how that state we can achieve? So if you observe in normal life, we have multiple thoughts. And these thoughts, if you categorize properly, these thoughts are coming from the past or these thoughts are coming from the future. Either we are thinking about the past or we are thinking about future. Some thoughts may give a happiness to us because someone has appreciated us, someone has given us something good to us, so that we think that okay, it is very good thought. And some thought may give a depression, like if someone has shouted you or something told to you, then that thought gives the depression to you. In that case, how you can do the meditation? It is impossible. You cannot do meditation. Then what is the meditation? Meditation is a thoughtless awareness. It's a gap between two thoughts where we do not have a thought. This particular state in Sanskrit we call as a turiya. In Hindi we call as a dhyan. In English we call as a meditation. It is the fourth state in human consciousness, and this state we need to achieve today with the help of Sahaja Yoga technique. Once you achieve this thoughtless awareness, only for few seconds, even 5-10 seconds, you will observe that your stress level is drastically released. Stress level is drastically come down, and you will observe that your mental, physical, and spiritual, all three states, you will find a lot many benefit. So how this will happen? So in human body, we have 4 states of consciousness. One is the walking, where I am interacting with you, you are interacting with us. Second is a dreaming, where our body is in relax, but our brain is still working. It is getting some kind of dream. And third is a deep sleep. When we go for a deep sleep, we do not know how much time we sleep. But when we wake up, we feel a very joyful, very happy. And thoughtless awareness is beyond the deep sleep. If you just do a 5 minutes of meditation, you will feel much more relaxed, much more calm, much more positive energy than the deep sleep. So thoughtless awareness is the 4th state of human consciousness. We call as a turiya state also. So this is how once you do meditation, you will feel. So why the meditation is important? For example, you all are aware that by just doing some kind of exercise, you will get a benefit. But after the exercise, what is the next step? So the next step is a yogasana. If you do yogasana, like Surya Namaskar, Vajrasana, different kind of asanas, you get much more benefit than normal exercise. But after yogasana, what is the next step? Then we come as a pranayam. When we do pranayam, we get much more benefit than yogasana, because pranayam is a breathing exercise. It will help you much more than normal yogasana. But after pranayam, what is the next? So the after pranayam, there is a meditation. That is the last state of human evolution. When you do the meditation, you will get all the benefit of exercise, yogasana, as well as pranayam. And as per the theory, in market there are multiple pranayam. Which pranayam is right for your body, you don't know. You are simply reading the books or going to the Google or watching the TV and doing the pranayam. But when you do a meditation, whatever the pranayam is required for your body, that will happen spontaneously, effortlessly. And that is the real pranayam you can experience in meditation. So this is how the meditation has grown. Now, let's understand what are the benefit I will get by doing this meditation. Because in hectic life, you all are from the teaching industry, you have a lot of work pressure. You are working 24/7. Sometimes you are always thinking about student life, or you are always thinking about student or their career, and there are a lot of work pressure. So how to handle that? And with this work pressure, maybe for student, they have a work pressure like they need to go to the next level, they need to prepare for their exams, or they need to shape up their career. Many things is going on in their mind. And because of that, they are working very hard. But how to manage all this work pressure or study pressure or the pressure from the different part of our life? So if we don't handle this pressure properly, what will happen? It will create a lot of disease within us. It will create a blood pressure, it will create a diabetes, it will initiate the anger within us, social disconnect, family disconnect, many things is happening. And for this, what we generally do, we are taking a simple medicine and we thought our problem will resolve. No, but each medicine has some kind of side effect. So allopathic or medicine way of treatment is like if we have any problem, their treatment is like they will go to that particular cell and remove that cell from our body. But when we do meditation, if there is any problem in our cell, the meditation technique will repair that cell, reuse that cell, and regenerate the energy in that cell. That is why meditation is the most effective and natural technique to cure all your physical problem. Also, a mental problem, like we have a lot of negative thought, we are thinking continuously about future. So many thoughts are coming. But when we do a meditation, we come into the thoughtless awareness. So our mental behavior or mental activity is also improve. And similar way, spiritual activity is also improve. So how we can be in a balanced state? So let's understand this with a very simple technique which we call as a Sahaj Yoga. So what exactly Sahaj Yoga do? So first, let's understand our biological part. So I will show you one small video. So if you see, this is a small baby who is about to take a birth. He's in mother's stomach and it's 2 and 3.5 years old. That time the rays of consciousness come and it divide into the 3 parts. That 3 part we call as the left sympathetic nervous system, right sympathetic nervous system, and parasympathetic nervous system. So the yellow color line which you see is called as Pingala Nadi. The blue color line we call as the Ida Nadi, and the center path which we call as a Sushumna Nadi or a parasympathetic nervous system. On this, there are 7 energy center which has a different name. Also in scientific language we call as a plexus. Okay. So if you observe in this whole body structure, there is a triangular bone. Inside that triangular bone, there is a energy which is called as a circular form of energy, which energy we call as a Kundalini energy. And that is the energy exists in each human being, independent of his male, female, or his Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. Once that energy gets activated, it slowly gives the energy to all the different energy center, which we call as a plexus. So 7 plexus exist in our body and 3 nadis. And it will balance, it gives a balance, it manifests the quality of these chakras and nadis. And this is how we can cure all our problems. Once this energy gets connected to cosmic power, we can feel a cool or hot breeze. So if you go in a little more detail, so this is our human chart. So whatever the video I have shown you just now, it's just a reflection here with the proper diagram. If you can see in this triangular bone, this is a circular form of energy. It's called as a Kundalini. Why it is called as a Kundalini? Because it's in a circular spiral form, and a spiral word in a Sanskrit we call as a Kundal. And since it's motherly energy, we call it Kundalini. And on this channel, we have 7 energy center, which we call as a Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Nabhi, Hriday, Vishuddhi, Agya, and Sahasrara. This 7 energy center is associated with 7 qualities within us, like innocence, creativity, peace, love, compassion, forgiveness, and integration. So why I am going to explain you this, all the nadis and chakras, what is the use? So let me explain you. So if there is an imbalance in your left side, that is, if you say the left side is a weak or some kind of imbalance, so that kind of person will always feel a lethargy, always focus on a past, over emotional person, feel a depression and loneliness. Similar way, if the person has some kind of imbalance in his right side, then he is very overactive person, thinking about future, workaholic, very aggressive and angry type of person. But the person whose left side and right side is in completely balanced, he is a very positive thinking person, very peaceful person, and completely balanced personality. This is the sign of successful leader. The successful leader can take a bigger decision in a short span with very peaceful and very positive manner. So this session will help you to be a successful person. This session will help you to balance your left side and right side. So what you will carry at the end of this session is the real experience of self-realization, real experience of freedom, real experience of joy. And that will be with you throughout your life. You may not remember this PPT, you may not remember us, but you will remember the experience which you will get today. And that is the real transformation. So if you follow the practical part properly, it will be the changing point in your life, because this changed my life. So definitely it can change your life also. But the key is we need your 100% attention. We need to follow all the steps properly in the practical session. Okay? So this is all about our human body chart. So why we call it as a Sahaj Yoga? Actually, this word comes from the Marathi word. Marathi means, in Marathi, Saha means with and Ja means born. So Sahaj Yoga is nothing but born with you a energy. That is a Kundalini energy. And yoga, you all know, it's yoga word comes from the Sanskrit word called as a yuj. Yuj means union. So yoga is nothing but the union of your own energy with the cosmic power. And Sahaj Yoga is nothing but the spontaneous union of your own energy with all pervading power. That is called as Sahaj Yoga. So now let's observe how this energy gets activated within us. So this is human chart. If you observe properly, till now I explain you 3 nadis and 7 chakras and 1 Kundalini energy. But once this Kundalini energy is activated, it goes to the first energy center, which we call as a Muladhara, which control your reproductive and excretory organ. It manifests the quality of this chakra. If you have any problem in your reproductive organ or excretory problem, by activating this chakra, you can observe that all the problem we can resolve naturally. And also this chakra will help you for a good decision making, for development of innocence within us. Second is the Swadhisthana chakra. You have heard in a TV, newspaper that when you do meditation, your memory power will increase, your attention power will increase. But what is the reason behind that? Because in each human being, if you want to survive, we need a food. If we have a good food, then our health is good. Similar way, our brain required a good number of gray cell, and that gray cell will generate by the Swadhisthana chakra. So once you have a very good Swadhisthana chakra, you have a very good creativity, memory power, and all other qualities. Then it slowly goes to the third energy center, which we call as a Nabhi chakra. From Nabhi chakra, it goes to the heart chakra. Then Vishuddhi chakra. Vishuddhi chakra is also important for student and teacher life because it helps you to improve your communication skill. It controls our ear, nose, eyes, throat, and all the sensing organ. Then slowly it goes to the Agya chakra, and from Agya chakra, this energy come out from top of our head. That time you feel a cool or hot breeze on your palm and top of your head. And that is the experience which we want. That is the experience we need. And for that, we all are here. So this technique is new, something new technique which I am going to explain you. Or what is this technique? Why I am explaining you now? So let me explain you the background of this technique. So this technique is developed by Dr. Shri Nirmala Srivastava, or whole world known him as Her Holiness Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. She combined the spirituality together with the science and developed the technique called as Sahaj Yoga in 1970. Before that also this technique exists, but one master used to explain this technique to one disciple, and he goes to some forest, disconnect from the social life, sit in a quiet place, do the meditation. But Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi introduced the concept of en masse meditation, en masse realization. With that technique, 1,000 people can awaken their Kundalini spontaneously with one person. And he don't need to disconnect from his social life, personal life. He can be in his home, he can do meditation and awaken his Kundalini and get all the benefit of Kundalini awakening. For this process, Shri Mataji received a numerous awards from many countries. Today, the most practiced yoga in the world is Sahaj Yoga. The most free practice yoga in the world is Sahaj Yoga. You go to any city, state, country, you will find a free Sahaj Yoga center. You go to the US, you go to the India, you go to the Pakistan, Kazakhstan, any places you will find a free Sahaj Yoga center. Shri Mataji says one sentence is very important. You cannot know the meaning of your life until you are connected to the power that created to you. So to connect to that power, we need to awaken our Kundalini, and that practical part we are going to experience in just 2 to 3 minutes. Why Sahaj Yoga is unique? Because with Sahaj Yoga, you can be your own doctor, you can cure all your problem. This is a completely natural technique, very scientific technique. No physical effort is required. So now with this, I ask my colleague, who is a very expert in this area, for a practical part. So my colleague, Advocate Atiti, who will be going to take you on this practical journey. So Atiti ma'am, you are there? Advocate Atiti? So Atiti ma'am will be going to take you on the practical part. Okay. Yeah, over to you, ma'am.
Yes. So I will request all the participants, because now we are going to start with the practical session. So first and foremost, just we have to be very comfortably seated, and we can either sit on the ground, like on the Mother Earth. We can sit on the Mother Earth directly on the Mother Earth, or we can also sit on the chair, whatever is comfortable to us. If we are sitting on the chair, then we will request that if everyone can remove their footwear, because if the feet have direct connection with the Mother Earth, then it really helps. It helps because the Mother Earth has the gravitational pull inside, and the gravitational pull absorbs all the imbalances which are there inside us from our feet. Because these 7 energy centers are also there on our, like, of course, they are on our spinal cord, and apart from spinal cord, also on our palms and also on the sole of our feet. So if we can directly have connection with the Mother Earth, we can keep our feet on the Mother Earth, it will be excellent. If not possible, no problem. If you are at your workplace, or maybe it's not possible, no problem. Okay. So there are 3 steps which we will be doing. So we will be seeing these 3 steps with our open eyes first, and then we will be closing our eyes and doing these steps so that our attention is not disturbed. So first we will see with open eyes these 3 steps. The first step is, like you can see on your screen, the first step is we will keep our left hand on the lap, and we will keep our right hand on the heart. Then the second step is we will keep our left hand on the lap, and our right hand, we will place it on the forehead. So for the second step, we will keep left hand on the lap, and right hand, we will place it on the forehead. Yeah, so just like you can see it on your screen, left hand on the lap and right hand, we will place it on the forehead. And the third step is the last step that we will be doing is, again, left hand, we will keep it on the lap, and right hand, we will place it on the head. And we will keep the right hand in such a way on the head that your scalp rotate. I mean, will rotate the hand clockwise so that the scalp also moves clockwise. Okay, so we will rotate the hand clockwise on the head so that the scalp also moves clockwise. In case you're finding it difficult, so just keep your hand on the head. Okay, so these are the 3 steps which we just now saw. So right now, but before we start with the steps, I'll just like to mention one thing that you must have noticed, that we kept the left hand always on the lap, and the right hand was the one which was moving. Like first we kept on the heart, then on the forehead, then on the center of the head. So why is it so? Why? Because the left channel, like you were told, is the channel of our desire. So left hand symbolizing our left channel, we will keep it open. We are making a pure desire. That's from our left channel. So left hand, we will keep it open on our lap. And our right channel, the right sympathetic channel, the right channel is our channel of action. So from the right hand, we will first keep it on our heart, second step on our forehead, third step on the top of our head. Okay. And during all these 3 steps, we will be saying few affirmations. So the first affirmation, I will just briefly tell you the 3 affirmations, then we can start with the practical session. So the first affirmation that we will be saying is that I am the pure spirit. And the reason why we say this is because so many times we have heard this, that we are not this mind, we are not these emotions, we are not these conditionings, not this ego, not this body, not this intellect, not these emotions, but we are just the pure spirit. So we have only heard it till now, but today the time has come that we have to experience it also. So it should not only be a mental projection, it should be something that we have experienced from our spirit, from within. So we will be saying this with full confidence at that time when we will be starting with the practical session. And the second step, during the second step, we will be saying that I forgive everyone. Now, why do we say this? Because see, whether we forgive, if you see in totality, whether we forgive someone or we don't forgive someone, we are not doing anything great. But if we are not able to forgive, then we are directly or indirectly playing into wrong hands. How? Because we are torturing ourselves. By not forgiving someone, we are the ones who are torturing our own selves. And once we are able to forgive, you will notice that this Kundalini, which is in our, which is a 3.5 coils in our sacrum bone, it is very, very simple for it to get awakened if we are able to forgive. So why we are, not, so if we are able to forgive, we will receive the blessings of our own divine energy in a better way. So best is to forgive today everyone from the heart. Okay, and another thing that we will be saying during the second step is that I am not guilty for anything. Now, why we say this is because if we are the pure spirit, we cannot be guilty for anything. Because the pure spirit makes no mistake. Maybe somebody has come under the influence of certain ideas. Those ideas maybe that person got from some other person or from some books. So this influence, under the influence of certain ideas, under the influence of certain things, person must have committed some mistake. But the pure spirit, which is the reality, the pure spirit of what we actually are, has committed no mistake. And another thing is that if the divine power inside us is getting awakened, that means the divine power has already forgiven us. Then why to feel guilty? So we will be saying this affirmation at that time with full confidence that I am not guilty for anything. And during the third step, we will be saying that please give me my self-realization. So we will be requesting the divine power to bless us with self-realization. Self-realization is our awakening, is the awakening of our Kundalini, which is also called our second. And after the awakening of the Kundalini, you will yourself see the difference. So we have to be, so very simple, these three steps are. By chance somebody feels they are not able to follow the three steps, they are, so you don't have to worry. As long as you are asking these three affirmations from your heart, absolutely fine. Okay. So now we will begin with the practical session. So first and foremost, please be very comfortably seated. And now we will all close our eyes so that we are not disturbed. Our attention should not be disturbed. So we should all close our eyes. If you have your mobile phones next to you, please keep them on silent mode so that your attention is not disturbed. You're going to get your second birth, which is the biggest blessing to humanity. You're going to get this by the grace of the divine power. So with full confidence, with great humility, just sit. So first step we will now do, we will close our eyes. For the first step, we will keep our left hand on our lap and right hand, we will keep it on our heart. Left hand on the lap, right hand on the heart. And we will pray to the divine power. Our Kundalini, which is in the sacrum bone, is also our divine mother. It is also referred to as the divine mother. So either we can say, oh divine mother, we can say, oh mother nature, or we can just make a pure desire simply from the heart, whatever is comfortable. So we will say from our heart, oh divine mother, I am just the pure spirit. Oh divine mother, I am just the pure spirit. Oh divine mother, I am just the pure spirit. With great humility, we will say this from our heart. With full confidence. O Divine Mother, I am just the pure spirit. I am not this mind, not these emotions, not this ego. I am not this intellect. I am not these conditionings. I am just the pure spirit. O Divine Mother, I am just the pure spirit. We will now move towards the next step. We will keep our left hand again on the lap like before. Right hand, we will place it on on our forehead. We will press the forehead slightly and we will request, oh Divine Mother, we will say this affirmation from our heart. We will say this affirmation from our heart. Oh Divine Mother, I forgive everyone today. Just say this from we just have to say from our heart. We need not count how many people we are forgiving or who all we are forgiving. No need to count. In one totality, just the whole world we will forgive. So from our heart, we will say this today with full confidence that we are going to get our self-realization. If God can forgive us, we can definitely forgive others. So we should say from our heart, "Oh Divine Mother, I forgive everyone today." "Oh Divine Mother, I forgive everyone today." हे परमात्मा, जिस किसी ने भी मुझे दुख पहुंचाया हो, मैंने उसे अपने दिल से आज क्षमा कर दिया। After saying this, we will sit like this for a few seconds. We will say once more, I forgive everyone. I also forgive myself for any mistakes committed by me. I also forgive myself for any mistakes committed by me. Now, one more affirmation we will say from our heart. Same hand will remain on the forehead itself. We will say, "Oh Divine Mother, I am not guilty for anything." If we are the pure spirit, we cannot be guilty for anything. So we will say from our heart today, "Oh Divine Mother, I am not guilty for anything." "Oh Mother Nature, I am not guilty for anything. I am just the pure spirit. I am not guilty for anything." पूरे विश्वास के साथ कहेंगे, हे परमात्मा, मैं बिल्कुल निर्दोष हूँ। मैंने सबको क्षमा किया। मैंने अपने हृदय से आज सबको क्षमा कर दिया। Okay, now we will do the last step, which is the third step. We will keep our left hand like before on our lap, and right hand, we will place it on the head. We will press the head, the center of our palm to be kept on the center of our head. We will rotate the palm clockwise so that the scalp also moves clockwise. And now we will request the divine power. "Oh divine power, oh Mother Nature, please give me my self-realization." With great humility, we will request, with full confidence within ourselves. We should have, and with great humility, we will request, "Oh Divine Mother, please bless me with my self-realization. Please bless me with my self-realization. Oh Mother Nature, please bless me with my self-realization. Please give me my self-realization." Oh Divine Mother, oh Mother Nature, please give me my self-realization. Please make me experience the peace and joy of the divine power. Please make me experience the peace and joy of the divine power. Please make me experience the love of the divine power. O Mother Nature, please bless me with the love of the divine power. Please give me my self-realization. One last time we will say from our heart, O Mother Nature, please give me my self-realization. Now, slowly, we will get our hand back on the lap. We will keep our eyes closed and sit like this for few seconds. We will allow the Kundalini which is inside us to work it out. We will sit with our eyes closed for few more seconds. So slowly, we will open our eyes. And just now what we will do, we will keep our left hand on top of our head. 1 or 2 inches above your head you can keep. So now we don't have to keep our palm directly on the head, but 1 or 2 inches above your head. And just try to see, are you able to feel some sort of a cool or a warm breeze flowing from your head or coming towards your palms? You can keep your hand 1 or 2 inches above the head. Just try to check, are you able to feel any cool, any warm breeze flowing from your palms or flowing from your head coming towards your palms? Now the same thing we will check from our right hand also. So from our right hand also, we will keep our right hand now 1 or 2 inches, 2 or 3 inches above the head. Try to record, try to check any cool breeze, any warm breeze if you're able to feel on your palm, on your flowing from your head. Okay, so both the hands now we will keep it back on the lap. And just try to, now both the hands are on your lap, and just try, your palms are open, just try to see, is there any tingling feeling on your palms that you're able to feel? Anything flowing on your palms, like a cool breeze, like a warm breeze, or some tingling sensation on your palms? Just also try to see, are you feeling peaceful inside? Is there any difference in you, within yourself, when you joined the session? I mean, the number of thoughts that were coming before we started the session 1 hour back and now, is there any difference that you're able to see? Are you feeling more at peace within yourself? Okay, so we got, so you're absolutely free to type on the chat whether it was cool or warm. We've got few replies. Thank you, ma'am. We've got a few replies. And so first thing is, or even if by chance there was someone who was not able to feel, we can also let you know why it was so. So please feel free to type on the chat whether you felt it cool or a warm breeze. So one of the questions that we normally have is that, why was it a cool or a warm breeze? What is the difference? Or why do we feel this on our palms? So the answer is that when this Kundalini, this 3.5 coils, which is in our sacrum bone, when this gets awakened, the proof that you get is that you feel this on your palms and you feel this on your head. Automatically you experience this. If by chance there was someone who was not able to experience, then we just need to forgive everyone from our heart. Sometimes what happens is, we may have forgiven the whole world, but 1 or 2 people we are not able to forgive. So the moment we forgive those 1 or 2 people, automatically you will see the flow will start. And if the flow was less before, the flow will increase. And this breeze which you're feeling from your palms is so powerful, as in this, the power which is controlling this whole universe, the cosmic power, the all-pervading power of God's love is now flowing from your palms. So I'll now request Chandrakant sir for the...
So I have shared one feedback form on Google. So I request you all participants, if you fill this feedback form, you will get a much more information over email through our automated system. And there is a WhatsApp group also, you can join. So now we can start the question answer, and we can learn more on why we feel a cool, why we feel a hot, and many more. So we have a lot of experts from Sahaj Yoga, and I will ask them each one to share their experience. So we can start with the Athena. She's from Ahmedabad. Athena, you are there. Can you share why we feel cool, why we feel hot, and how is your experience? Okay, Athena, you are there. Maybe she got disconnected somehow. So no problem. So Nishant, you want to share your experience?
Sure, Bhaiya, sure. So hello everyone. You might have experienced a very beautiful thing, which I would say a very peaceful, in-depth silence, which I have experienced right now. How Aditi ma'am have helped you with the experience Sahaj Yoga, and the very first most thing which Chandrakant initiated the conversation with was we always get stuck with the thought. So there's always a thought process which keeps on going in our mind, in our head, and
Okay, so maybe there is some problem on Nishant's side. So no, maybe he can resolve the thing, no problem. So Athena, you joined?
Yeah, I'm there.
Athena.
Yes,
Okay. So great. Can you share your experience?
sure. So, I think first of all, I would like to say congratulations to all of you. You have got the unique experience of self-realization, and as Sir Chandrakant has mentioned, that's where your unique transformation starts. So the question was why we feel the cool or hot. So as we understood that we have 3 channels and the 7 chakras in our body, what happens, this is a living organization, as we live, this is a living organization, and whatever is the good and bad, that you start feeling on your hand. So there is no confusion actually. We have many confusion in our life, whether to do this or whether to do that. What is good, what is bad. So this actually understanding comes inherently in ourselves. So as we said, any issues within our 3 channels and 7 chakras is reported on our fingertips. So for an example, just a small example of cold and cough. When we have cold and cough, it means we have some issue with our Vishuddhi chakra, the 5th center, and we start feeling that, feeling on our hands. So anything bad or wrong or not proper will result in a hot or warm, we say, vibration on our hand. Anything good, being a good qualities, being a good system ourselves, the chakras are nourished, you will see the cool breeze. So when you are feeling the cool breeze on both your hands, your 3 channels and 7 chakras are all right. The moment you feel the warm, it shows that it needs certain correction. It is just an indication to make yourself better.
So thank you, Athena ma'am, for sharing a very good knowledge with us. Dear participant, if you have any question, feel free to ask, because our team is there who can teach you or who can answer you many questions. Yes. So we have next 10 minutes for question answer, and then we can teach you on how to meditate at home. And then maybe Advocate Aditi will tell you a beautiful process which we call as a foot soak, which remove all the poison from your body toward the water element. So before that, let's understand how we can practice at home. So I request you, Rashmi ma'am, if is there, Rashmi ma'am from Pune, if you can share, if you can teach us how to meditate at home by balancing left right, that will be great. You are there? Okay, Rashmi ma'am, you are there? Athena, you want to explain that? How to meditate at home?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So PPT is there on the chart. You can explain. Yes.
All right. So friends, as you saw, as we said, the self-realization, it's your starting. It's like, putting the seed, and then we have to sprout it. We have to nourish it. Now, today, some part of the, the strands from your Kundalini has awakened. Now, to do this meditation every day, as Chandrakant sir has mentioned, the meditation is a dhyan, is the place where there is no thought. Now the thoughts comes from your left and from your right? So as you are seeing in the screen, the left side, actually it's like you're coming from your past. So you get the past thought. So how to get balance on your left side is, while doing your meditation, as Aditi ma'am also explained, either you take place on the ground, you sit on the ground, or you take your place on the chair, how it is shown on the screen, right? And then you put your left hand open on the lap and the right hand on the Mother Earth. So as the left hand is heavy, actually because of the past thoughts, it becomes heavy, and the heaviness has to go to the Mother Earth. So putting the left hand on our lap, right hand on the Mother Earth, what happens? The heaviness goes into the Mother Earth. You can also pray to the divine power, that divine power, please give me balance on my left side. We can do right now also. Just try for a few seconds, putting left hand on your lap, open, wide, and right hand on the Mother Earth. Put your attention on your left palm and say, divine power, please give balance to my left side. Just observe that if you have any sensation on your left palm. So the people who are very emotional, people who are feeling very lazy, when they do this type of balancing, they come to the balance. All right. So now let's go to the right side. So the right side is for our future. When we think too much about our future, we do planning, we have excessive mental and physical activity. Some people keep on thinking, but this thinking actually doesn't give anything. Like, you have got some project, you have to you have to plan for it, or you have to work for it. You keep on planning, and that's how you exhaust your right side. When you exhaust your right side, you have yourself felt like, you feel heat inside your body, and this heat comes from your liver. So excessive thought process, excessive planning, excessive physical activity gives a heat on your right side. And to balance that, because it's a heat, it evaporates, right? It goes to the air. So what we have to do, we have to keep our right palm on our lap and the left hand towards the sky. As you see in the screen, just bend your hand from your elbow and put your palm behind. Okay, we request everybody to do that once. Close your eyes, right hand on the lap, left hand towards the sky. Attention on our right palm. You can observe your feeling on your right palm. While saying, "O divine power, please give balance to my right channel." O divine power, please give balance to my right channel. So the more you do this, with this affirmation and this action, your right side will come into the balance. So when both your right and left is balanced, you can nicely go into the meditation without the thoughts, because finally the thoughts comes from your left and right. So every morning and evening, 5 minutes, you can sit for meditation, do your balancing, and then just keep both your hands on your lap, attention on both your hands, and then you can go into the meditation. We will welcome if there is any experience anybody want to share after this balancing.
So any question participant? आप लोगों को सब चीज समझ में आ गया? So there is a question. Deepa Mehra ma'am says, "Ma'am, I felt some vibration only on left hand in both the practice. Why is?" Okay, you only felt a vibration on your left hand and not in a right hand. So it is indicate that your left side is very good and it's in a balanced state, no problem. But you need to balance your right side. Okay, so to balance your right side, a very simple step which is explained by Athena ma'am. Keep your left hand, right hand on your lap and raise your left hand toward the sky. You do this practice for 2-3 times. You will observe that there will be a flow of vibration in both of your palm. Okay. So any other question? Thank you, Deepa ma'am. You asked a very good question. Any other question? Okay. So any other question if you want to share or you want to ask, you are most welcome. So Rashmi ma'am, you are there? Rashmi ma'am? Okay. So dear participant, if you have any question, we can wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Otherwise, we can move to the very beautiful technique which we call as a foot soak technique. Any other question? We can wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. So there is no, I guess, no questions. So we are happy that we do not have much headache to answer. Hope you all understand this process, like how to verify the vibration on top of our head. Okay, you need to move little up, down, left, right, and see if you can able to feel that. So after each meditation, you can do that. And if you don't feel, raise your hand little. Like if you are raising your right hand on top of your head, raise your left hand toward the heart level and see if you can able to feel that energy or not. Okay. So this is how you need to practice at your home whenever you have a time. Now I will request Atiti ma'am, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Atiti ma'am? Okay. So I request you if you can explain the foot soak technique to our participant, that will be great.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So for the foot soaking technique, you like firstly like this is a technique because of which all the problems that are there in our subtle energy center, all the toxins which are there inside us get removed through this foot soaking technique. And for this foot soaking technique, you can see in front of your screen, we need four things. One is we need a tub. You can take a tub or you can take a bucket of water. And that, I mean, water should be only so much that the ankle of the feet get immersed in the water. So it should not be full bucket of water. It should be, water should be only that much that the ankle, like you can see the person is sitting on the chair, he has dipped his feet only. So if you're taking a big bucket of water, I mean, if you're taking a bucket, then only fill it with that much water that the ankle of your feet get immersed in water. So that means roughly about 4 mugs of water is enough to immerse your ankle. 4 to 5 mugs of water normally. So you can check. So that is one thing that is required. Second thing that we need is salt. Now this salt that we use is that what we do is we take 1 handful of salt, or you can say one muthi of salt, or you can say 1 handful of salt. We take this 1 or 2 handfuls also you can take. So you can take this salt and put it in this bucket of water. Now this salt which we are using is not the edible salt. We are using here the rock salt, which is like in the rocky form. You must have seen the salt which we cannot eat. The rock salt, it's very easily available. It's very cheap also, and it's very easily available in the market. And it is in stony forms. This salt is in that form. And so that you can take till the time you're not able to find that salt, you can take the edible salt. But if you're taking edible salt, the normal salt that we're using at home for eating, if you're taking that salt, then you just need to put 1 teaspoon. That much is fine. But the best is if you can take the sea salt directly, which comes from the sea, which is not purified, the rock salt. Okay, so 2 handfuls of that, 1 or 2 handfuls, you can put it in the, we put it in the bucket or tub of water. And why we put this salt? So that we make it into seawater. Now, why seawater? Because seawater has this property of removing the imbalances of any person. It is a natural property of seawater. So, of course, we cannot go to the sea. Of course, if somebody is living close to the sea, they can do this technique in the sea also. They can go, but no, everyone does not have a sea near their house. And every time also, if you have a sea, you cannot go to the sea to do foot soak. So we create this mini sea in the foot soak, in this bucket or tub. Okay. And why? Okay, so the bucket, we've understood the bucket. Then there's salt. The third thing is we need a mug of water. Now this mug of water is without salt. In this mug of water, no salt is to be put. And the fourth thing we need is you can take a piece of cloth or a small towel you can take, or a small piece of cloth. That will be to wipe the feet. Okay, once the foot soak is over then. So what is the technique? So now we've just seen the ingredients required. I'll quickly repeat once again. Either a tub or either a tub or bucket of water, and water only that much that the ankle gets immersed in it. Second, 1 or 2 handfuls, 1 or 2 muthi. So 1 or 2 handfuls of salt we will put in that, rock salt we will put in this bucket of water. Third thing, 1 mug of water which will have no salt in it. And the fourth thing, a small cloth. Okay, that will be to wipe the feet in the end. So now what is the procedure? The reason, okay, the one question we have received, the lukewarm water or normal water. So it's a very excellent question. You can use any water, but basically it should, like, you can either use warm or you can use the normal tap water, depending upon your inner self. You will get to know what water you should use. But still, if you broad outlook, if you see, you can use the tap water. But if we go slightly deeper into it, so the thing is that if supposing somebody is very lethargic, lazy, gets depressed very easily, and is going to the past very much, that means left side is weak, then it's better if they use warm water. But if somebody is just the opposite of this, very overactive, very workaholic person, all the time planning, thinking, very futuristic, then it's better the person uses tap water or can even add ice to the water. That means the right channel is overworked. But let's not go so deep into it right now. As of now, you just use tap water. So as of now, to start with, just use normal tap water. If you feel like you can, sometimes our inner self also guides us. Maybe someday you yourself feel, okay, I want to sit in little warm water. Then you use warm water. That means your Atma is guiding you, your spirit is guiding. Okay. Otherwise, no hard and fast rule, because here it is Sahaja Yoga. Sahaj means very, very simple. So no conditionings, no karam kand, nothing of the kind. Just very simple. Okay, Sahaj is simple. So normal tap water is absolutely fine. Okay, so now what is the procedure of this foot soak? The procedure is, we should just, like you can see in front of your screen, also, we need to be seated on a chair. We will keep this bucket or tub, whatever we can take it at home. So we will keep that bucket in front of us, put 2 handfuls of salt in that water. Now put both the feet, one by one, put both the feet in the water and open our palms. We have to open our palms, keep it on the lap, and just sit for 10 minutes and make this, say this from our heart to our Divine Mother, which is residing within us. We have to say this prayer in our heart, or we have to request the Mother Nature that, O Divine Power, O Divine Mother, please remove all the imbalances of my subtle energy centers, or you can say my chakras, or you can just say my imbalances, whatever is comfortable. Please remove all my imbalances into the sea water. So very simple request we have to make to the cosmic power, to the Divine Mother inside all of us, which is there, that, O Divine Mother, O cosmic power, O Mother Nature, please remove all my imbalances into the sea water. I'll say it in Hindi also. We will just say, Hey Paramatma, कृपया करके मेरे सभी imbalances को, मेरे अंदर जितने भी imbalances हैं, जितनी भी problems हैं, मेरी लाइफ की जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, कृपया करके इस समुंदर के तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए, बहा दीजिए. Okay, so from our heart we have to say, we have to request that, O Divine Power, please remove all problems of my chakras, all imbalances into the sea water. You just have to say this and sit like this for 10 minutes. We need not clock the time, that it should be only 10 minutes. You can keep it less or more, no problem. But I'm giving you a rough estimate. 10 minutes is sufficient. So 10 minutes, you should sit like this. And while you will be sitting in this water, you will notice something being taken away into this water. Some people will feel it from day one. Some people will feel it after a few sittings, maybe after 4 or 5 sittings. It depends on person to person. Whether whenever you feel it, but the imbalances are getting removed into this water. You will feel so much lighter after you complete this foot soaking technique. So we sit like this for 10 minutes. Now after 10 minutes, one by one, we will lift our foot. We will lift our foot above, and this mug of water which we had kept, which had no salt in it. So this mug of water, we will, one by one, we will lift our foot and pour water on each foot and wipe each foot and take it out of the bucket. So when we are pouring water on our foot, automatically the water is falling in the bucket only. Okay, so we will lift up, because whatever salt is probably on the feet, we just want to get rid of that salt. And also the water which is there on our feet. Now this water has become the negative water. So this water has all the imbalance. You can say it has the imbalance water. So it has all the imbalances of our subtle energy centers. of our 7 energy centers, all the imbalances have gone into this water. So it has become an imbalanced water. It has all the imbalances. So once we've taken out our feet from the water, we wiped our feet. Now this water, we have to now throw this, we have to take it to the washroom, and we just need to flush this water. Okay, so this water is not to be used because it carries all our imbalances. And this technique is so powerful that from day one itself, you will start seeing the difference. But one thing again, that this technique, or any, like even the left channel clearance, right channel clearance, everything, and even foot soaking will work only after self-realization, which we have got. If supposing somebody is doing foot soaking technique without getting their self-realization, then it will not act as a clearance technique. It will be like a normal pedicure for them. Now, why? Because, supposing we are just putting water and sunlight is coming on a little piece of land, but there is no seed in that land. What will happen? No plant will grow. Only we are putting water every day, sunlight is coming, but no seed is there inside that piece of land. No plant will come. But only if we have sown a seed in that mother earth, in that piece of land, and then we are giving water and sunlight is falling, only then the plant will grow. In the same way, self-realization is that sowing of seed, which we have got today. So self-realization is the first thing. And now, like Athena ma'am told us, the clearance techniques. Now, self-realization, we've got it once. We don't have to do that again and again. And every day you need to do the clearance technique like it was told to you by Athena ma'am. The left channel clearance and the right channel clearance. That we have to do every day. We can do it in the morning. We can do it in the evening also. And this foot soaking technique, if you can do, excellent. You will yourself see the difference from day one. So this is about the foot soaking technique. And at what time you can do the foot soaking is that you should do it before, once the day's work is over. Once you've come back from your work, or you've come back home, and now or you can do it before sleeping also, or once your entire day's work is over. Why we do it during the end of the day is because whatever imbalances we have gathered during the entire day, they can then then all those imbalances can be thrown away in this water at the end of the day. So that is why we must do this before sleeping, or any time in the evening when your day's work is done. And but some people, when they start getting so many benefits, they even want to do it more than once. Then they even want to do it in the morning also. Some people, when they start seeing the benefits, they even do it once in the morning, once in the evening, or whatever is comfortable to them. There's no again hard and fast rule. Whatever time is comfortable to you. Supposing you feel at the end of the day is not possible, maybe during the day sometime it is possible, do it at that time. So no hard and fast rule, because you are getting connected from the spirit now, directly from the spirit, and spirit has no karam kand, spirit has no conditionings, useless conditionings. So we have to get connected from our spirit now with the cosmic part. The spirit has to get connected to the cosmic part. So so that's it for the foot soaking technique. I'll request Chandrakant sir for if there are any doubts anyone has, then please feel free to ask. We have Chandrakant sir, we have Nishant sir, we have Athena ma'am. This is a huge team, Sahaj Yoga expert team is there. Please feel free to ask any doubts that you have.
Aditi ma'am, just want to share, my experience on foot soak. May it well help for our audience.
Yes, ma'am. That will be really excellent, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm a working lady. I work for Schneider Electric in sales and marketing. and it is a very tiring job. I travel. I'm based in Ahmedabad. I need to travel. Okay, it is not there during the COVID time, but then we are working from home, and it's like extended working hours when you work from home, and then you need to balance your your family life, your personal life, and your official life. I have small kid also. What happened actually, when you start from the morning, cook for your family, then you start your work, the day is extended, it goes beyond 7 and 8, again cooking for the evening, you get very, very tired. And I'm sure each one of you must be having such type of schedule, maybe once in a week, or maybe more time a week. When you are having such schedule, try this, because we all know, no, it is not a very how we say, when we say something that do that, our mind are not accepting easily. Means, why should I do it, whether it will really have a benefit? So until you don't experience it, don't practically use it, you will not know what is the benefit. So to just experience that, when you have a really tiring day, our request, you start doing from today this food soak, and you will see the benefit. But if you are not doing it, start doing at the time when you are really feeling very exhausted. Put your feet in the cold water when you are feeling exhausted, and you see the result. You will really have the benefit. Means, I don't need to say, or nobody else has to say, you will experience it. I am able to sleep, like, with all this exhausting day, when I go for bed, I just sleep nicely. That is the problem today, that people are not able to sleep. They go to the bed, they are not able to sleep, because still the thought process is on. When you soak your feet in the water, all this exertion, all this, actually it is a scientific, it is not just by it is a very scientific technique. Nowadays, even doctor is proposing this technique to get rid of this exhaustive, and the excessive thought process. So our request will be, you try it. We have given you the link on the WhatsApp. You can join there. You feel, and then you ask if there is any question. You are all very quiet, so we understand that you are absorbing it, you are liking it, and you are, you will try it. I will just request that there is a hand. You can just raise your hand if you are going to try it, and you let us know your feedback. We will be very happy to help you. Thanks, Aditi ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. We'll request Nishant sir, if Nishant sir wants to share sir's experience or anything on today, anything which sir feels like.
Sure, ma'am, sure. As Athena ma'am said that how exactly food soak has helped her. So I personally, I came from the same professional work. I'm also in sales and marketing, and once people are working from home, it's like the entire day you're working, and the day never gets end. And this food soak has really helped me to maintain a work-life balance, because you need to balance your professional life along with your personal life, and things become very, very exotic and very hectic at the same time. So once you are able to find time to do this food soak sort of thing, and once you sit in meditation after doing the food soak for just like, it will take a max of 5-7 minutes to do the food soak, and 5 minutes to sit for meditation. The entire burden which there has been got exhausted inside your body, this entire thing will get evaporated. The entire thing will get exhausted in the water, and you'll feel very, very lighter, and a very balanced life you'll feel thereafter. Yes, I ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So see, so everyone, like it's an earnest request that don't let this session go waste. Just start from today. Just start the balancing techniques. We've heard so many stories of how everyone who's today practicing Sage Yoga. They also one day came to know, just like you all. We all came to know through different means, through different people, but we all came to know about it one day. Then we all took it as a we all took it first as a hypothesis. We all first started doing it on an experimental basis. When we started seeing the results in our life, then we thought, this is the ultimate blessing. Why it should not be shared with others? And that is how we feel, and that is how everyone today, everyone who starts doing regular Sage Yoga meditation and the natural techniques which have been told to you, and there are many more slowly which you will come to know subsequently once you start doing on a regular basis. You can join our sessions, you'll come to know. So once you start doing these techniques, and once you start doing meditation regularly, you will see the difference in your life. You will yourself come out with your miracle stories. You will yourself want to tell what happened in the miracles that happened in your life. So there is one question here which is on COVID-19. If Athena ma'am or any Chandrakant sir or Trishant, anyone would like to answer?
Yeah, I can answer. Yes, sir. So your question is on, just a second. Yeah. So, Gangadurai sir, your question is on the COVID-19 and the mental instability. So yes, actually, what happens, like as we all know, like this disease particularly has completely changed our lives, right? And see, it is not every time this disease is giving us the how I say, it is not serious for everybody, but because we keep seeing news, we keep seeing certain critical patient, we keep watching the news, or we keep listening those stories. Actually, it gives us a mental instability, right? So what happens, actually, this how we say, it is like any other issues, like it is not very uh, uh, it is only the thought process. I'll say one is physical for sure, but more than physical, actually it is a mental. We keep on thinking about it. Now what we have observed, like that when we are getting either we have experienced ourselves, or we are getting COVID positive, the first thing it affects to our heart. Okay, so like we feel little sad, or little fear, little worried. Okay, now every chakra has one quality. So what you can do for every, actually, if I say for every issue, the solution is foot soaking and meditation. If I say, I'm not exaggerating it, right? So sit in your foot soak, do your balancing as you are doing, as we have just told you little bit before. And then after doing it, keep your left hand on the lap itself and put your right hand on your heart. Now when we are saying something, like say this affirmation, you must be thinking why we have to say this affirmation. We keep talking multiple things, but as our realization has happened, our kundalini has awakened. We says that the kundalini has got the awakened stage, and it is connecting to the divine power. That means we are connected to the source. So when we are saying certain affirmation, this affirmation has the real meaning. you are getting connected. So keep affirmation that, "Oh divine power, make me fearless. Please reduce my thoughts." Right? The more, as we said, the dhyan is where there is no thought. And the thoughts comes from the imbalance. So whatever is the imbalance, please pray to the divine power to remove that imbalance. And it will help. Right? So not only for COVID, but for any physical or mental imbalances, you can try this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. And yes, sir, definitely once, like ma'am has said, these clearance techniques and foot soaking techniques, definitely one is good. There are so many COVID patients who have got cured of COVID by regular Sahaj Yoga meditation. They were not knowing about Sahaj Yoga before. They were introduced to Sahaj Yoga after they got COVID-19. They started practicing Sahaj Yoga meditation. They did their clearance technique, left side clearance, right side clearance, just like ma'am just now mentioned. They did their foot soaking technique, and they got, there is another technique called as the candle treatment also, which we cannot cover today. But then all these natural techniques they started doing, and they've got completely cured of it. Because you know what happens is, when a person is with the awakening of the Kundalini, the immunity power increases. The immunity one of you, whether we go on this website, this Ayush Ministry website, or we go on any important website, you will notice the first way that they have said, the number one way to build up immunity is meditation. And I mean, it is something which anybody who will once anyone starts meditating, they will see the immunity power increases, automatic, it's spontaneous. It's a spontaneous happening. So just imagine, even medical science has proved that all types of problems, whether it is stress, whether it is anxiety, emotional instability, physical, medical problems, are 100% curable through the natural and spontaneous technique of Sahaj Yoga. And it is curable from the roots. This is what medical science has proved. Now, the thing is that one just needs to do this as a scientist. One just needs to do this as a hypothesis. When it will get proved, then you will yourself come up with your experiences. So immunity power definitely increases to a great extent. Because once you are meditating, you are in connection with the cosmic power. And this cosmic power, who has created the whole of the universe, now this cosmic power, which is running the whole universe, has started flowing from your palms. So you can imagine how powerful you have become. And slowly, when you start meditating on a regular basis, this flow will start increasing on your palms. If today it was just 1%, or it was 10%, or it was 20%, once you start doing it on a regular basis, it will keep increasing. And about this, it was mentioned so many years back that there will be a time, in the Gita it was mentioned, ek time aayega aapke haath kholenge. In the Holy Quran it was mentioned, kiyama ka time aayega aapke haath bolenge. Gita mein it was mentioned, chaitanya ke lehriyan bahenge. In the Bible it was mentioned, cool breeze of the Holy Ghost will flow from your palms. It was mentioned about the time of the last judgment. So this is the time of the last judgment, and this cool breeze that is flowing from our palms is the same that was mentioned so many years back. So any further doubts anyone has?
Actually, sorry for interrupting. Shall I ask one basic thing, madam?
Yes, sir.
Actually, here I gone through your presentation, making the concentrating on this thing. So actually, I'm also practicing some kind of yoga tools which have been in other things. So in this thing, sometimes you are asking to close the eye and to concentrate. No? That time, initially we are finding difficulty to concentrate any kind of things. Our mind is getting wavering. So even though if you are practicing along, still we are unable to get into the correct path. So what is as per your thing, what will be the better to give full attention to the thing? How we can able to avoid this this wavering mind? How we can able to avoid it?
Yes, sir. It's an excellent question, sir. Thank you for this question. Because of your question, so many more participants will also be benefited. So first thing is that when we were doing the during the various techniques that we were following today, the first thing we should remember, we should not concentrate on anything, because that is where I mean, initially we all make this mistake. We feel, because we have heard so many times in so many books that there is something like concentration. But concentration, when we concentrate on something, the meditation is not happening. We are going into a different realm. So if we are concentrating on a particular if we are concentrating on a particular thing lying in front of us, or supposing there is a book lying in front of us, or a pen lying in front of us, and we are concentrating, or even if we are concentrating on a particular thought which is going inside us, or even if we are concentrating on any particular thing, even on any kind of thought also, so we are actually deviating from the real technique of meditation. Because real meditation, like we know, is effortless. Because meditation is something which we cannot do, we can only be in the state of meditation. So when we say we are doing meditation, that means something wrong somewhere, because it is something that we cannot do. It is beyond our capacity. Meditation is something which is given by the grace of the divine power, but our desire should be there. So our pure desire, along with the grace of the divine power, when this combines, we are into the state of meditation. But when we have this desire also, we don't have to concentrate on this. Like today also, like when we were saying the affirmations, like when we say, when we are saying in our heart that please cure my left channel, please remove all imbalances of my left channel, or we are saying whatever other affirmations we are saying, that I am the pure spirit, I am. So we don't, at that time, we just don't have to concentrate on anything. In fact, if we are concentrating, it will become more difficult for us to enter into the state of meditation. So at that time, any thought which is coming into any kind of thoughts which our brain is filled with, or any thoughts bombarding our brain, we just need to witness it. Any thoughts at that time that are coming to our brain, we just need to let it come. Because if we are fighting with the thoughts are going to sit much more. The thoughts are going to sit much more on our brain. That is why we cannot, to remove the thoughts, we cannot fight with them. If we are fighting with them, if we are telling them to go, they will sit in a more stagnant way. That is the bad thing about it. So the best is to witness it. And that is what like automatically, this witnessing state is something that we will automatically develop. Because what happens is, slowly, like today like was the first session, it may be little difficult for, but just no problem, absolutely no problem. Tomorrow, day after, when we start doing this clearance technique, we just, any thought come into our brain, just let it come. Let it come. You will see. I mean, we will see that slowly, this thought which was so much disturbing us, any kind of thought which was disturbing us, or any kind of thought which was not proper for our ascent, spiritual ascent, automatically such thoughts which are not proper, which are disturbing us, they will automatically vanish. How they will automatically vanish? Because till date, there are so many imbalances which we have gathered from the time we've come on this earth. They are being gathered, they are being, like, our 7 energy centers are becoming the storehouse. These 7 energy centers are becoming the storehouse of so many imbalances from the day we are born. From that day till today, so much storing this energy centers has done. It could be good things, it could be bad things. Now we can store both kinds of things. We could be storing good things, we could be storing bad things. We don't know what we have stored. But supposing, let's say, somebody has stored a lot of guilt, so then a person will notice. Another thing that happens is that once we start doing regular Sahaja Yoga meditation, we become our own doctors, in the sense that on our hands we get to know. Now supposing somebody has a lot of guilt feeling, then the left index finger will have some sort of pinching. You will, we will find some sort of pinching or needle pricking sensation on the left index finger. And on the right index finger means if somebody is shouting very much, if we are if we are saying harsh words to people, we are shouting on people all the time, screaming, that then we will notice that our right index finger will have some sort of a prickly feeling or prickly sensation. So, we are nerve endings, the sympathetic nervous system, which is inside us, the nerve endings of the sympathetic nervous system is there on our palms, is there on our palms, is there on our head, is there on our feet, sole of our feet also. So these nerve endings on our palms guide us. That is why we say that we become our own doctor. Once we are regularly meditating and we become our own doctors. Automatically we come to know what is wrong and what needs to be corrected. But the best thing is we know the techniques to get it corrected. The techniques to start, the main technique is left channel clearance, right channel clearance, and the foot soaking technique. And of course, any thoughts which are coming to us, this is a very, very common question. I had it, everyone has it. It's a basic question that why do we have, how to stop the thoughts? Do we fight with them? Do we concentrate on them? This is the basic question. And the answer to that is just allow them to come. Automatically, when we rise in our level of meditation, when we ascend in our level of meditation through these clearance techniques, through the foot soaking technique, through the regular left channel, right channel clearance, when we grow in this, we will become so powerful that no negative thought, no thought will be able to remain in our brain. That is the time the thoughts will automatically go. We will not tell the thoughts to go. So that state will come automatically, spontaneously. So we just don't have to concentrate on anything, and the state of meditation will be bestowed upon us. That is why we say we are not doing meditation, but we are being taken into the state of meditation by the divine power. So that is it. Thank you so much, sir, for asking this excellent question, sir. I hope we have been able to answer it. I hope it was clear.
One more final question from my end, madam.
Yes, sir.
Actually, one more thing is there is any specific time to do this kind of yoga asanas or this kind of meditation? Any preferable time? People used to say that early morning they're saying it, and that they're saying one thing. And one more thing is actually whether it has to be done. What is the frequency of doing this kind of asanas? Whether it will be one time in a day is sufficient or 2 times? Any kind of timing is there or frequency is there? Can you tell me about this thing, madam?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Another, I would say again, a very valid, a very important question. So the first thing is that what time to do it? So the best time is if we can get up early in the morning between 4 to 6 a.m. Why at that time? Because this is the time, it is called as the Brahma Muhurat. This is the time when the first rays of the sun come into the this is the Brahma Muhurat time. We will notice the birds have no idea about time, but sharp 4 o'clock birds start chirping. How? They have this magnet inside them which is guiding them. So between 4 to 6 a.m. if we are able to meditate, it is excellent. But in case we feel we are not able to do it at that time, no problem, we can do it after that. We can do it at whatever time we wake up in the morning. And people who are just starting with meditation, they may find it difficult to get up in the morning. So they nothing to worry. If supposing somebody is already getting up early in the morning, it will be easy for them. But somebody is waking up late, so no problem. Whatever time we are waking up, we can do it at that time. And so preferably, if it can be done twice in a day, we will get excellent results. So twice in a day means once in the morning and once in the evening, anytime in the evening, or we can do it before we go to sleep or anytime in the evening. And foot soaking in the evening is really wonderful. So if we can do this 10 minutes foot soaking technique, the whole day we are working for others. Most of the things, 90% of the things that we are doing is for others. But this time that we take out, this 5 to 10 minutes, even this meditation one needs to do for 5 to 10 minutes. If somebody wishes to do it more, sit for more time, they can sit. Otherwise, 5 to 10 minutes of left channel, right channel clearance is sufficient. And foot soaking also another 10 minutes. So, so this time that we take out, this 10 minutes that we take out during the entire day, this is the only time we are taking out for our clearance. So if we're able to take out this time for ourselves, we will be very efficient even towards others. Whatever work, people have noticed that when they've started meditating and doing the foot soaking technique, they have noticed that their efficiency has increased so much. The things that it used to take them probably 6 to 7 hours, they are now completing the same job in 2 to 3 hours. The rest of the time they are free. They don't know what to do. So automatically, students are noticing that, there have been so many instances of students who were failing in their classes. Today, they are standing first in class because because of regular, they've been practicing this meditation. I mean, their concentration levels have increased to a great extent. They have not themselves done anything. It is a spontaneous happening for them. Some very naughty children, some people who had, some students who took wrong methods of life. They took to drugs. They took to various destructive methods of life, because of which they were destroying their life. They have come back to normalcy. They've come back to excellent ways of life now. And they themselves left drugs, they themselves left the destructive habits that were destroying them. So, there was no force on them that don't do this, don't do that. Their own inner energy guided them. Their own inner energy blessed them. They were themselves able to judge between right and wrong. They were themselves able to know what decisions to make. And this is also very important, that once we are, regularly meditating, it will become very easy for us to take decisions, correct decisions. Sometimes we are not able to judge what is right, what is wrong. But with when we start meditating, we'll see automatically we will be guided. What is right, what is wrong, we automatically. So there is the link which has been posted here. So we'll request all the participants to please fill that link, because once you fill that link, you will get an automated email. And with that automated email, you will receive everything that we did in today's session. You will get the video also of certain things. You will get the self-realization technique video. You will get the balancing technique, the foot soaking technique, and you will also get a link on how you can join the online sessions which happen on a regular basis. Because we have these online sessions which we do it on every Sunday, various other weekdays also. So you will get links to all of them in that automated email. So once you fill that form, you will be receiving everything that we did today. All of that you will get it. So if there are any other questions, I think we've exceeded our time limit. Oh no, I think we haven't exceeded. Yeah, we have time till 1:15. Yeah. So anybody any further questions?
The feedback form link is given in the chat. That is the Google form link. I hope everybody can access that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The link is there. Thank you so much, ma'am. So we can all see the link in front of us on the chat. So, Chandrakant sir, sir, you are there, Chandrakant sir?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. Yes.
Okay,
So,
sir is there.
yeah. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, all the participants. Thank you to college. I'm posting feedback link once again. Those who want to share the feedback, please fill on this feedback form. It will take a 1 or 2 minutes, and if you want, you can join the WhatsApp group. So once again, thanks to college management team for inviting us. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Anything else? So if no question, then we are fine. We can good to go. Dr. Vinay?
Sir, no more questions from the participant side, sir.
Yeah.
We can
So
recommend
thank
wind
you.
it up at all the conclusion, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, sir. The essence of all beautiful art is gratitude. A very good afternoon, one and all present here. I am so delighted to have been given the pleasant duty of delivering the oath of thanks. On behalf of our management, principal, head of the department, and everyone connected here, I would like to thank our session speaker, Mr. Chandrakant Dioda, Sahaj Yoga Meditation Center, for enriching us the role of meditation in relieving stress and the importance of holistic living. This will definitely make us more productive in both professional and personal life. I also extend a hearty thanks to Ms. Aditi and other team members for making us practically experience the impact of meditation and yoga, which is the need of the heart during this pandemic. From the bottom of my heart, I thank all the participants for participating in this session. Hope you all have enjoyed this session that can help to continually empty our hearts of complexities, filling them with purity, light, and love. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you on behalf of all of us, the entire Sahaja Yoga team. We really thank you, ma'am. And we also thank Dr. Karthikeya for this session. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And the entire
Thank you, ma'am.
management team, which has, thank you, ma'am. And the entire management team behind this. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot.